What's up everybody? We are Diana and Phil. Diana's from the United States and I'm from Germany, and we made it to Munich.
München!
So in this video we're gonna go out, explore Munich. We have 2.5 days to do so.
It's my first time, I'm so excited.
First time in Bavaria, first time in Munich. I've been here before, but are you ready to check it out?
Los.
Let's go. Alright, so while we're walking through the inner city here, I think Munich doesn't need a big introduction, but with a population of 1.4 million, it's Germany's third biggest city and of course the biggest city in Bavaria. And it's Diana's first time here. I actually lived here for half a year right before I went to Thailand in 2017, so I know my way around it a little bit. So we just made it through the Viktualienmarkt, which is this little market square pretty much in the heart of the city. But I always forget how compact the city center is. It looks big on the map, but you can walk pretty much in 5 minutes from like the Marienplatz, which is the main square in the city center, to this little market. There's a beer garden there. We thought about going in for Weißwurst, but it seems totally packed already and it's just noon.
Yeah, on a Friday. Yeah,
so
I really like when cities have these little markets and these little stalls that are permanently there. Like they're there every day. So you could always grab a bite to eat, or flowers. I think Germany has so many like flower shops.
Yeah, I think they have vegetables, but a lot of stalls where you can just buy food.
Yeah.
Like food ready to eat. And I like that better than actually a farmer's market where you just buy your raw veggies.
Yeah,
because I rarely do that, but going somewhere and having the option to get like snacks and ready-made meals, I really like that one.
Yeah, it's nice.
Next thing we wanted to do is go up this church. St. Peter's Church in the center of Munich. Nice view. They have a viewing platform, 300 steps up there, but close to Corona. And so we're in the heart of the city, the Marienplatz. It does not get more central than this. And this is the city hall, I guess, which is very iconic, one of the landmarks of Munich.
So epic if you look at it. It doesn't look real.
I think that might be my favorite building in Munich. I think it's more impressive than the women's church, the Frauenkirche. Anyway,
Sexist.
at 11 and 12 a.m. there's this little play of these dolls which you see up there. We got the Glockenspiel going on, and 3 times a day this is what happens in Munich. All the people gather here in the city center, and it's Sunday 11 a.m. so it's probably the least busy time in Munich overall. So usually this whole place is packed with people and they all want to film that. Figurines like going in a circle very slowly. But 3 times in Munich, every day, all the time. This church here in the background, the Frauenkirche, the women's church, is probably the most famous landmark of Munich. I think it's the highest building in Munich, or at least in the inner city. I think it's about 100 meters high, and I think no other building is allowed to build higher than that. So it's always going to be pointing out of the city a little bit.
It looks cool. I like the balloon tops. You go on lists of things in Munich and churches are at least half of them.
Theatinerkirche.
Yeah, this one's different. I like the toppings.
Important church. Are we going in? No. Let's go. So we made our way into the English Garden, or Englischer Garten in German, which is a super big and nice park area here in Munich. There's this river floating through it called the Eisbach. It's called the Ice River. At the very southern end of the English Garden, there's this wave you saw with all the surfers. So it's right in the middle of the city, and it's a very popular spot. You saw it, a lot of surfers there. They queue up, and we're making our way north right now through that big park. It's a very nice recreational area. It's fully packed. It's surprising to me how many people are out there because it's still pandemic time. But yeah, what is your first impression so far of the city?
Yeah, I think the surfing wave was really cool. It was neat because each side was kind of taking turns queuing up, and then everyone got to like kind of hop in and do their little test. I feel like that's a very nerve-wracking spot if you're a beginner surfer.
Yeah, I think there's double pressure because a lot of observers and then a lot of people queuing, so and a lot of good surfers there.
Yeah, but that's a really cool area. There are people wearing full wetsuits, so I think it's pretty cold.
Oh yeah, that river is known to be very cold, but we saw a lot of people jumping in, just floating down it, and they were like, oh my god, it's so cold. But I would love to take a dip right now because I think it's the hottest day of the year. We have 35 degrees Celsius today. I think that's 95.
Yeah, mid-90s. So far, my first impressions, I really like the architecture so far, and I like the green contrast. And everything feels very lively, like there's a lot going on in a small area.
That's true.
It's not as spread out as Berlin.
That's true. I think the architecture in the inner city is definitely one of the most beautiful we have in Germany. And the inner city of Munich seems very old, very nicely decorated, but well maintained at the same time. So old but clean and nice, right?
Yeah, very clean.
Also, Munich is way more condensed than Hamburg or Berlin. They have, I think, double the amount of population per square kilometer. Feels very lively.
It's a little nerve-wracking. We're keeping our distance from everyone.
Yeah, especially for us living in a small town right now, it feels very unusual, a little uncomfortable to be surrounded by that many people.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
All right, we're gonna head out a little further into the English Garden, the huge park. It's warm, we're sweating, but we'll keep going.
I need a cold drink.
Let's go. Our first real beer garden and having food and drinks. And we got the full glass of lemonade and a Spezi, which is half Coke, half Fanta. Yeah, we have a Leberkäse with potato salad. We're trying to stay away a little bit from people because it's less awkward if you film yourself.
Also COVID, like keep away from people. The only other Leberkäse I had was in Vienna that one time, remember? So here we go.
This is a pretty thick chunk.
Yeah, where's the bread? Isn't it supposed to be on bread, or is this how it is normal?
This is the fancier version.
This is fancy? It looks like a muffin, but a meat muffin.
Maybe you want to pour some of the sauces in there.
All right, we've got our mayonnaise, Whitewurst Senf, and Süßsenf. Oh, so the Whitewurst Senf is Süßsenf, which is sweet Senf, and then you have the Scharf Senf, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's just try this Süßsenf. I don't know if this is right, but she gave us all of them. That was nice. Look at that. It's the first time I have the sweet mustard. That's not bad. It's interesting.
It's very different, right?
Yeah, it's very different. It's grainier too. It's a little more, like, you know how mustard kind of is smooth? This is a little grainier texture. I'm normally not into sweet stuff for like hearty foods, but it's pretty good. Let me try it again. Let me get the full flavor. I like the airiness of the Leberkäse. Okay, so the Leberkäse itself, it's airy. That's what I was comparing it to with the Nuremberg sausage. The Nuremberg Wurst was like very hearty and herby. I think I like the herbiness better than the airiness. We're gonna try Phil's favorite, potato salad. We have to try potato something wherever we go.
It looks good.
Got some fresh greens on top.
Put in the pie hole.
The pie hole, feed me!
Is it amazing? Is it the best thing ever?
Am I being honest?
Yeah.
It's not my favorite. I love potato salad.
So it's not the best one.
It's not the best one. I feel like you're gonna be a little disappointed.
Alright, time for me to try. Okay, I'm curious if the potato salad sucks. It looks good.
I'm sorry, I hate trying things before you and then disappointing you.
I think Bavaria does a good job with potato salad on average because they barely ever do the mayonnaise one, the yogurt sauce one. I really like these clear ones better that have the vinegar dressing or whatever that is.
Yeah.
But they're good, yeah. It is not as good as the one we had in Nuremberg with the sausages, you're right. I think for me, this is still a 7. It could be better. Could be a 9, but it's a 7. It's still good.
He's so biased, he loves potatoes. I think that's his favorite thing.
Leberkäse. It tastes a little bit as if you get a very thick piece of mortadella, fry it slightly, and then eat it, right?
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so. I think this is one of the worst kinds of meat because it's not real meat. Like, it is real meat, but it's minced and put together and it doesn't look like meat anymore.
I really like the one we had on bread in Vienna.
Because it works well with bread.
Just put anything with
But if
bread.
you put a real slice of pork chop or something on a bread, it's better. It's not my favorite, but it's, I think, super southern Germany, typical, the Leberkäse.
I thought it was Leberkäse. What's the difference between Leberkäse and Leberkäse?
It's called Leberkäse,
Yeah?
but in the south they just say Leberkäse.
Stop.
Wrongly.
Really? I thought it was... Okay. So if I say Leberkäse, I'm not saying it wrong.
No,
Ah, okay.
that's German. If we would be big beer drinkers, we would have the Maß beer glass. The Maß is a 1 liter glass. This is half a liter, so it would be twice the size. But we're not big drinkers. It's also middle of the day, which does not stop a Bavarian, but we're keeping with the soda. So quick trip back to the city, and we walked a little bit out to the Iza, the big river that floats through Munich from north to south. A recreational area, it's like the beach of the city, as you can see.
Wow, this is really cool.
They're all the beach people. Again, that's a lot of people for the situation we are in at the moment. But yeah, this is kind of cool. This is still pretty much at the city center. It's called the Frühlingsanlagen, which means like spring area. And if you go further down south that direction, it even opens up more. And there's a lot of like river bank areas, and normally people barbecue a lot and just hang out and enjoy the water.
Yeah, I really like the water aspect and how much water is in this city. It's really cool. There are little places and pockets of green and water.
Yeah.
This is nice. This is where I would go if I lived here.
So we decided not to go down to the river because people were next to each other so close. It seemed a little sketch for the time. So we're heading back into the city. It's already like after 6 p.m. So we've been out for the entire day, and then see if we head in and get out tomorrow again.
When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore.
The best thing about big cities are the boba.
Seems to shine like you've had too much wine, that's amore. When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. When the world seems to shine like you've had too much wine, that's amore. Bells will ring, ting-a-ling-a-ling, ting-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling, and you'll sing Vita Bella.
Check it. That's the tanning saloon I always went to.
Did you really?
Yes.
You went to a tanning
When I was a
salon?
cool brown person.
That's so bad for you. You could get skin cancer. You're a white boy.
It's the next day. Unfortunately, it's not as sunny as yesterday anymore.
A little gloomy.
Yeah, it's pretty gloomy. Also, temperature dropped by like 15 degrees. And we came out to another area of Munich called Zendling West Park. And it's actually the part of the city where I used to live. So right before I went to Thailand, I lived here in Munich. And just for reasons of nostalgia, I wanted to come back, see my old neighborhood,
We saw the McDonald's he used to go to. We saw the dinner shop he used to go to.
Yeah. What is noticeable in Munich, if you look around here, you're still pretty much in the city, but they have the normal houses like they do in like smaller towns or cities. Yeah, we're just coming up to the Drachenseestraße. That's where I lived. Dragon Lake Street.
Really?
The Dragon Lake Street. That is where I lived in 2017 before Thailand. It's the glass front thing. I had the rooftop apartment. That's always the cheapest one. It gets super hot in summer. It was a good location.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. We're looking at different places to live, but Munich is kind of one of the unrealistic rental areas for us. Like, it's out of our budget pretty much.
Yeah.
And just thinking about the apartment that you rented.
3 years ago I thought, oh damn, Munich is expensive. It always was the most expensive city to rent in, and it was steep back at the time. But now I wish I would get the same rate. I would jump on that apartment.
Yeah.
I think it at least increased by 30%. This area you just find nothing for that price anymore. So this is where I lived.
Yeah, the coolest
Memory
thing.
lane. Look at it.
This is where you can get the cigs if you want.
Diana points out every cigarette vending machine. They had them everywhere.
It's like a Snickers. Instead of a
How much
Snickers, you
is
get
it
a
now?
cigarette box.
€7. A pack of cigarettes is €7 nowadays. It got way more expensive. I think it's a good thing. I think nobody should smoke anymore. This is what I miss about city living. So I was living there, right? You come down here, zoop, you go down the street, and then back there you see the Edeka. It's right there.
Hits your eye like a big pizza pie. That's amore.
We're in a park. We honestly could not do all these travel trips and just travel vlogs without the support of our patrons. So we wanted to thank all of our patrons, and we want to specifically thank our soulmate patrons, Ricky, Dory and Dino,
James Robinson and Jeff Lobig.
Yes, thank you guys so much. We really, truly appreciate your support.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Thanks, guys.
Bells will ring, ting-a-ling-a-ling, ting-a-ling-a-ling.
Wasservogel. I've never seen that word before, and I really like it.
So we made it out to the West Park of Munich. I lived close to it, and this was basically the park where I went for a run. It's a big recreational area. When the weather's a little better, there are tons of people barbecuing always in the summer. Well, I don't know about this year, but usually. And apparently this park, the designer or architect, what is it about a park? The guy who developed this park apparently designed it after the Alpine area, like where the Alps start, the Alpenvorland. Every shape was certainly designed to resemble like the Alp area, the Alps down there. It's very green and it's very cut off the busy streets, so it felt super relaxed and you're still very central. I think it's just very nice to have that in a city like this.
Yeah, totally. I think that's one of the things I really like about Munich so far is it's still pretty green.
Sing Vita Bella. Hard to play, tippy tippy tay, tippy 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 tay, tippy tippy like a guitarandella. When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. When the world seems to shine.
So for the end of the day, we got some Kaiserschmarrn.
It's an Austrian dish.
Yeah, it's Empress Mess. It's basically a warm dough with powdered sugar on it. It's a sweet dessert dish with some applesauce, chunky applesauce with it.
It's like a shredded pancake. That's what it said. Do I put the stuff on it? There we go. This is it. Here we go. This is my stuff. Fried dough with sugar and apples. Yeah,
What would you rate that?
10 out of 10. Seriously, yeah.
That good?
Dude, I love this stuff. I also noticed that I like a lot of Austria-Hungary dishes. Dude. Where's my knife though?
Oh my God, summer's coming to an end. It's already dark, not even 9 o'clock in the
dark
evening.
and tipsy.
Yeah, well, you are. Diana had 1 glass of red wine. You know what that means? We're having fun.
Don't kiss and tell.
Does it look good? That must look good. We're heading back. It's dark.
Wow, you're so hot.
Diana spotted 2 bunnies. They're sitting there. They're the butts.
I've never had Kaiserspätzle. Right before we're about to leave Munich, but we're gonna get the Kaiserspätzle in.
the highest parking fee I ever had. All right, so that's another wrap for this trip. We're in the car, we get it out of the parking lot. It's Sunday, we're leaving Munich. It's so calm, very nice.
Yeah, today was a really nice day. We just filmed the Kaiserschmann video, so I'm just gonna sleep while you drive.
Yeah, we have Käsespätzle early in the morning. We're doing an extra video for that, so check that out. So overall, experience, your impressions, Munich, what do you say?
Dude, I really enjoyed it. I wish it wasn't so expensive, because this might have been a city that I would enjoy living in.
So you would say this is probably your favorite so far in Germany?
I don't know about favorite, but I really like it. You had a lot of opinions and preferences before because you have already lived there.
Yeah.
So I had a little bit of an idea, but dude, it was awesome.
So that was our Munich trip. I think unfortunately because of the rent prices, this is not an option for us at the moment.
Yeah.
But we're gonna see, maybe in the future we'll see where we end up.
Yeah, we hope you enjoyed the video.
If you like this trip about Munich, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, subscribe. All the interactions help the YouTube algorithm, so please help us out in that regard. Also, if you have any recommendations, which other cities should we look up in Germany, outside of Germany, anywhere, let us know. We're very open, we want to see them all.
As always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye bye.
Bye! We wanted to give a big thank you to all our patrons. Thanks to you guys, we are able to do these trips around Germany and experience all this different food, so we really truly appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for your support. See you next time. Bye! Here comes the bears in brown, family defenders. We're the bears in brown, we're back in town. All the other hounds better bow down. It's a long drive. We just I got 5 hours of this, mate. 5 hours, mate. We're stuck in here. Bears in brown, we're back in town.